In this video, I'm going to give the exact steps you can follow to change your behavior and make weight loss a process of self-growth and discovery instead of something that feels hard. I run an online coaching business where I help people with metabolic syndrome lose fat and heal emotionally. And every single one of my clients would tell you that the best results happen when the journey is joyful. If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and we will get into it with a quick crash course on why it is a myth that weight loss is hard. Weight loss occurs when we expend more energy than what we take in. That's why there's a belief around weight loss that it requires deprivation and sacrifice. However, that is not the case. Healthy weight loss is when your metabolism is working in harmony with your entire body, which causes a shift in body composition. In other words, when we say we want to lose weight, what we really mean is that what we want is to lose fat and build lean muscle. In order to get that result, it's going to require a lifestyle change. So the reason why it's a myth that weight loss requires deprivation and sacrifice is because the type of lifestyle we need to shift to in order to lose weight is a lifestyle that would make us happier anyways. Fat gain occurs when we are living in misalignment. So the process of weight loss is the process of aligning with your true self. So losing weight is not hard, but if you have been living in misalignment for a long time, what feels hard is believing a new story about who you are and what you deserve. If you have been eating junk food, watching distorted entertainment, and not exercising, then your brain is going to try to protect you by telling you that weight loss will be hard. In reality, we know that these habits will make us happier in the long term. It's just the first few steps that are the hardest because of the story the brain tells. So now the idea around weight loss should be more like, okay, I'm gonna start doing things that will make me like myself more. The reason why I think of weight loss as aligning with your true self is because your true self likes you. If you make choices out of a lack of self-love, you know that it is just a habit that you've taken on and isn't aligned with your true intention. So in order to understand how to break a habit, it helps to understand how habits are formed in the first place. In order to break an old habit, you need to place more focus and emphasis on the new and better habit. This is where the trans-theoretical model of behavior change comes into play. There are 6 steps to forming a habit. Step 1, pre-contemplation. Step 2, contemplation. Step 3, preparation. Step 4, taking action. Step 5, maintaining. And step 6, lifestyle change. I could get pretty detailed on each step, but instead of doing that, I'm just going to get right into what relapse is, because understanding how to deal with relapse will make or break your experience much more than having an in-depth understanding of each of these steps. As we know, habit change is not a linear process. Relapse occurs at any point through this process, but usually around step 5 maintenance mark. Now, my personal story is that I come from a box gym personal training world, and I was taught that the model of behavior change as a coaching tool is beneficial. Part of what I was taught is that my job as a personal trainer is to prevent relapse. That is not actually the case. My job as a coach is to help my client see relapse as a normal part of the process. We should never resist relapse because it's actually there to help us. I'll expand on that more through a specific example. So let's say you've been doing a super strict diet for a month. You're seeing amazing results. You've lost 2 inches from your waist and you have more energy. And then you go to a birthday party and eat a bunch of cake and drink a bunch of alcohol, and you wake up the next morning feeling like garbage. But because you reintroduced the foods that your nervous system remembers as something you relied on to make you feel good, your cells recalibrate for a short period of time to make you keep wanting that food. So you feel physically gross and have a bit of brain fog, but then you get hungry again and go for the waffles with syrup instead of the eggs because it's what your cells have calibrated to. If you give in to the thoughts and feelings from your old self, then you will begin acting like your old self. This is what people mean when they say they've fallen off track. We feel even more awful when we fall off track because by eliminating junk food, we have restored our body's inner guidance system and increased its sensitivity to things that harm it. So even though we feel awful in that moment, it's actually an indication of something good, which is that the choices we were making before falling off track were the right choices. The solution to this has absolutely 100% everything to do with your self-talk. In other words, what you need to do is wake up, acknowledge how you feel, thank your body for having such a strong guidance system, and decide that you are still worthy of making good choices right now, even if you made a choice last night that is contrary to your new self. If you feel guilty and bloated and awful, tell yourself these exact words. I acknowledge and thank my body for its ability to steer me in the right direction. Today is a new day, and I belong to the future, not the past. Which is kind of just a good life mantra for anything, but from a neuroscience perspective, what you're doing is giving more attention to the neural connections that feed self-respect and self-compassion, and giving as little attention as possible to the old neural pathways that indicate the part of you that is self-sabotaging. Once you overcome that old version of you, your healthy habits become more powerful and are less likely to be swayed because the self-love and self-respect you feel for yourself will completely override the guilt. What you are essentially saying to your nervous system is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, instead of, I suck at this and I'm just going to give up. Once you practice this a couple of times, the self-empowerment you feel is honestly equivalent to a hallucinogenic experience. I'm super passionate about this because we live in a world where what you give attention to expands. And everywhere you go, you're going to be confronted with reminders of food. The food industry is taking advantage of the intelligence of your body. Your nervous system is truly amazing at memorizing patterns. So if a certain image, smell, sound, or feeling is tied to the taste of sugar or processed food, you will keep eating that processed food. The good news is you can make this system work to your advantage. Through understanding the process of behavior change, you can begin taking action with the understanding that falling off track is normal. It's not only normal, but inevitable. The world right now wants to profit from your bad habits. By creating new habits, you are exiting the rat race completely, which will give you the fat loss results you desire, but what you will discover is that you now have the power and ability to contribute to the world in ways that you never could have imagined. And that is why weight loss is fun and easy. Because life becomes fun and easy when you realize how much power you truly have over your own health. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the bell. Also, let me know in the comments if this helps and if there are any topics mentioned today that would be fun to expand on more. Until then, Remember that you have the power to change any aspect of your life, especially your health.